Everybody, and welcome back to the Shanghai Qualifier. We're in the American region right now. Coddle Guy, I'm hanging out with you by myself right now. I think Parker went to piss somewhere. We're waiting for Mr. Ben Merlini Wu to show up for his shift, and then he'll be able to join us. But for now, you're stuck with me and me only. Now, we're getting ready to hop into game number 2. It's DC versus Archon. Archon's coming in right now. Love the EG shirt. We're getting into game 2 of Archon versus DC. Game number 1, DC probably pretty damn happy. They got a lot of familiar pickups. Theben, who has been fiending the Oracle as of recent. And it's funny because I've been seeing that Theben is their Oracle player, obviously. And once I saw him play his first game with Oracle, I wanted to go scout out his profile and see if he had been grinding it at all. On his main account, he has not. So unless he's been sporting it on a Smurf, hiding it away from everyone else, I'd have to say he's picked up the hero and rolled with it pretty damn well.
There were a few heroes, I go to pro play, I'm like, I really want to learn how to play this hero from them, and I'm like, they either don't have games played on their main profile, or their Dota buff hides their pub games. I went to watch Matamba Man. He plays a ton of Lone Druid in pubs, and I love playing Lone Druid, so I was like, I want to go watch some of his replays, and I was like, couldn't find
I
him.
would not be surprised if maybe some players, they go to Dota buff people and they're like, it's obvious if the community and the public, it's that easy to just kind of find your favorite pro player and watch all their games. It's just as easy for the other teams out there, whether they be local or from the other side of the globe. I'm sure there's something.
Well,
there.
that's why the setting in your profile so you can hide, you can make it so Dota buff doesn't see your pub games.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I wanted to watch it. I've been impressed so far, but what I'm getting at is that DC got a good draft. Maybe Archon thought they had a way to be cheeky and counter it. It didn't seem to work out, and this time Archon will be banning out the Enchantress. They also followed it up with a ban on OD. DC rid of the Undying and, of course, the Invoker, and they will go right back to the Oracle here and now. So I'm curious to see if Archon will acknowledge the Oracle enough to pull out some counters to it, or if they'll just kind of make the best of the situation and be satisfied with the ban on the Enchantress.
I mean, the AA, the kind of obvious counter pick, I guess, but you can't always just...
a silence, maybe.
Yeah. It's hard to just always justify a first two pick AA. It's kind of in the past where Dazzle was the best support out there, but just because they pick Dazzle doesn't mean you want to immediately pick an AA in response.
But a Tusk will be the first go-to grab here.
We've seen lots of Lone Druids, Death Prophets seem to be a lot of the trend. Abaddons for these two teams as well. But I wonder if Archon's got their eye on some of those heroes. If not, I imagine DC themselves likely to be picking some of them up.
I sadly have not been able to watch a lot of Archon games recently. I don't know if they've been able to play a lot of games since, before this qualifier. So, this team has also helped pioneer a lot of popular things like the offlane Slardar and stuff. So I'm curious if they have other trends that I'll get to see here and now. But you're right, those have been some of the recent go-tos, Embers, Abaddons, Death Prophets, and stuff. So I'm curious to see what kind of priorities they'll have here.
Can we actually see the NA standings? I'm kind of... Do you know do you know the standings by any chance? Because I'm actually... I think these two teams are both doing pretty well.
Coming into this series, Archon had the best record, the most amount of points of all the American teams.
Okay.
And DC were second to them. So now with the point already going the way of DC, I want to say they're tied or close to tied. I'm not too sure. So we'll see. The Archon second pickup, by the way, it's going to be the Bane. The response from DC is going to be a Beastmaster grab. So that'll be interesting. It's a Bulba offlane classic here. So they'll have the control there. It kind of forces... It kind of feels like it's a little bit of an early commitment to a Beastmaster. You're not seeing something like a Gyrocopter or any sort of BKB-dependent hero that you really need to lock down. Maybe they're just on Radiant side, so they value having the extra vision. Helps with the Roche that Archon could be considering. And just one of the heroes left out there that maybe they want to go for Bulba. And I guess they don't necessarily feel it's required to go for the Abaddon. I don't know, though, Gods. I feel like Abaddon could have been okay. Helps get rid of sleep.
Yeah, it possibly suggests they want some more pushing potential out of their lineup, like the Necrobook, Beastmaster, the Aura kind of gives you a bit more push power. Although Abaddon in his own rights can fit into push drafts as well if you get the heroes elsewhere. Yeah. It's hard to say. I haven't seen enough of these teams play. They've been playing outside of this event. They've played a few of the smaller tournaments like Canada Cup and stuff, but haven't personally been seeing what they've been going for. outside of the summit where DC played, which was the old patch. So.
Yeah. Archon ban out the Lone Druid. It's a good ban. It's something DC have ran before. May have even been with a Bulba Beastmaster. I mean, it seems appropriate, at least. Heavy push. I mean, hell, you're going to be throwing pretty much a full zoo down a lane between the Necrobook, Beastmasters, Boars, Birds, and Bears. Probably would have been a force to be reckoned with if DC did have the opportunity to pick it up. And it will be actually DC now who ban out the Abaddon here. So.
He's a pesky fill, I guess.
Don't have to deal with none of that nonsense. Well, we'll have to see where Archon look to take it from here. Still have yet to reveal any of their real core potential out there. I'm just curious to see like what a JO 6.86 Hero Classic would be. He played PA last game, which is not really known for being a big problem this patch as of yet. He used to be playing like what in the last minute? A lot of PL, occasionally Gyrocopters. We don't see much of those two, so I'm curious to see how he is on some of the, you know, the fresh picks.
Yeah, he played that kind of blend of heroes that was like pseudo hard carry and pseudo fighting carries. You know, he played just a lot of the top metagame carries, I guess. He didn't have, I wouldn't say he's had a small hero pool, but he wasn't like playing anything like crazy out of the ordinary at the same time. But so coming in, Archon this is their last match in the group stage. They had 2 wins, 1 draw. DC had 1 win, 1 draw. So DC were behind them on points, but had played one less game. And looking at the rest of the group, there's Leviathans, who have 2 losses, Void Boys, 1 draw, 1 loss, and Elite Wolves, who are 1-1-1. So it's possibly shaping up. If Archon loses this series, we could be shaping up for like an Elite Wolves Archon tie for 2nd place.
If Archon win this, are they secured top 2?
I want to say yes, because they'll have 2 wins, 2 draws. They can't be caught by Elite Wolves. They can't be caught by Leviathans, Void Boys. Yeah, I think if they win 1 game of this series, they're guaranteed top 2.
Big match here for Archon if they want to be able to move on to the next round here and get to the playoffs.
They are guaranteed, I think, tiebreakers at worst, like the tiebreak scenario for 2nd place.
Oh, you don't want to have to go through tiebreakers, though.
And they versed Elite Wolves already. That was the 1-1 draw, I want to say. Oh. No, actually, did they beat them? They beat them. They win that head-to-head. So Archon actually may be fine either way.
Oh, really?
Their draw was against Void Boys, so... All right. So,
we'll see.
If they get draw with Elite Wolves, they win the head-to-head. So, they're good. Sand
King was picked up here from Archon, something teams like Na'Vi have been kind of reaching for Nico here. So is this an off-lane? More so a 4-position Sand King or off-lane? Because between him and the Tusk, it really could be up in the air, of course.
Yeah, I don't know the team to say for sure.
So we'll have to see. And
I've seen Moo play a lot of Tusks, but it also strikes me as a hero that Moo would play the Sand King. So
that's true. Yeah.
It kind of depends on the team, the players, and how they feel it's going to work best.
And DC go for Aoi Chen. And I did read recently across the Twitterverse that Chen is having a phenomenal qualifier run so far at the Shanghai regional regional qualifier. Nearly 80% win rate at about 30 games played. 80% win rate at nearly 30 games played.
And I was seeing like Chen picked up after AA. Like there was a game early today. I think it was one of the Na'Vi games where it's just like, yeah, we're gonna pick Chen. You picked AA. We don't care. No problem.
Lots of sustained power between this Chen, this Oracle. I mean, this is like an AA's wet dream right now. But Archon have already made their commitment for the support staff. They followed up with a Gyrocopter. The response now, a great grab. Got Jug. Excellent mid-game fight. Even more sustained with his ward. More pushing power. And he could just easily spin away from heavy magical bursts that this Gyro, Sand King, all of them could bring. I think this Jug is a just phenomenal grab right now. I think DC are sporting up to have a very, very good draft. I do have to say it could look to be a little bit punished in the early game. I mean, you know, Chen has quite the build-up in the jungle unless he's able to kind of be more aggressive in the early game. But we know Aoi to be more of a greedier jungler, I'd have to say. Do you think he'd be one to kind of venture out early and try to make ganks?
If he feels he needs to, if the lanes are struggling, like if you are is mid, like I'm getting crushed, or if you are just says, hey, there's a kill opportunity here, come and help me out. Like he may look to get an early smoke just in case his team calls for something. But his preference definitely has been in the past to just farm up the fast Arcane's mech for the team and go from there. Although we've been even seeing Chen skip mech, go for Ags first. I don't know if that's going to be a decision that he considers, but
yeah, we'll see. Without really, I mean, Oracle could always be the mech candidate there, but
Only a Death Prophet ban, so
Mid pick here for Monkeys Forever.
yeah, both. And DC get to see the mid choice of Archon when they can reply. Like
That's,
DC has, I was about to say they have options like Viper if they want to go for push, and Viper gets a bit more appealing after the TA.
Oh my God, yeah. If they get a Viper here, it's. But Yuar's not a big Viper player.
No. Other options. I was thinking they might Dragon Knight, but I mean Dragon Knight versus TA is not great, but it's still okay enough. Again, they're not really Yuar heroes, but it's very much like you still want to just pick something that's going to fit the draft and win you the game. Like Yuar can definitely play a Viper.
Yeah, I mean this is Shanghai major qualifiers. You might just want to get a Viper to secure the win and push into the playoffs. The
one here that does wreck TA is Razor. Razor's probably the best 1v1 matchup you could put against TA. I want to say almost. I think Viper is not like a huge win over TA. Veno's probably a bit better of a win. And they go Alk, so something different, bit different.
Alk is still pretty good against TA. Yeah. Acid Spray.
Something more UR-like.
Yeah. All right. Plus plenty of Ags candidates on the team if you happen to get down that late game road and you're handing them off to Beastmaster, to Chen.
I want to say he's going to go like the Fighting Alk build, like go for some kind of initiation item after going for like a medallion, treads. I don't think we'll be seeing the Radiance type play.
And imagine just like false promise on an alchemist who's already ulted. All of that health regen he's getting from his ult is doubled.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of fighting, I think Armlet's like the dream item this game. I think it's Armlet Rush seems very, very likely.
Gotta say, it looks like another really good DC draft here.
Yeah, I'm liking their draft where it's gone and just everything comes together really nicely.
We'll have to see if it's going to be a good draft with a good plan in motion here, or if Archon are going to be able to scrap together a win. This is the first time I'm going to be able to personally at least watch them play, and up to this point, they had been the best team on the block. But this is definitely their toughest competition, not only in their group, but probably in the whole America qualifier. And, if they're able to pull off a win here, it could be just as easily a possible rematch in playoffs. So we'll have to see how it's going to be going as we get underway. We'll see how the lanes do fizzle out right now. Archon have to expect that this Chen will be early into the jungle, so they move out as a 5-man smoke. It's not going to be towards the southern front where maybe a team like DC would expect that you want to go in there and maybe play some wards down and block out some of the camps. Maybe they're trying to do something a bit different here.
And they've got Snowball, so all they have to do is catch a vision and look at this. This is something really good to do when you've got Tusk in your team, is to go for this level 1 smoke. They're going to pop. They need to find Bulba. Bulba's on the high ground. He's just like,
no,
my.
He is in trouble. And
he should have stayed up there, maybe.
I'm at a dead end, and quickly Bane goes to block him, and there's just no escape, and it is...
At that point, you just stay on the cliff and hope they don't check it. Maybe, I don't know if you could block the pathway with a tree, like put down your Tango and block the path. But I would have just hid there and like cross my fingers and just said a little prayer and hope that they don't find you there.
They went straight to that spot as if they'd been watching DC replays and know that Bulba occasionally goes up there and like, let's just go up there. They're gonna expect us to go into the jungle and try to like block camps and get intel, but let's just go there and get a quick first blood.
They're gonna be able to secure both runes. Doesn't look like it. They actually, they will. Sand King's up top, so they 5-man top, and then they know that DC. The response to that is like, okay, we can get bot rune for our alchemist, but they end up getting both bounty runes. Really, really heads up. I mean, Fluff is like a shot caller, is one of the best that NA has out there. Sometimes goes maybe a little too funky, bit too hipster with some of his drafts or ideas, but like he's definitely one of the premier captains in NA.
You got to be funky and hipster and a mad scientist with drafts though, because just for all the ones that seem to bomb out, you pull out some great stuff, like the off-lane Slardar, let's say, or the blinking clinks. Sometimes there's gems in there, and mid lane early acid spray and harassment comes out with the help of the Oracle here. You got that early, of course, Q. It's long-range nuke, good way to keep the mid laners back. But as Theban returns, he goes right into the arms of both Whitebeard and Fluff. He's going to eat a lot of nuke damage, but not enough to bring him down.
Yeah,
he's a quick guy.
His movement speed with that first item boots is definitely able to kind of hold his own.
Owie, going to actually try a casual early rotation. It's just for a shockwave, but it will be a swing and a miss there onto Monkeys. But Monkey's not happy. Acid spray, just a real pain in the butt for your TA.
Yeah. So Archon opting to have Sand King in the safe lane, Gyro off lane. Looks like they're confident that they can secure his lane and help get Sand King a fast blink. Sand King also really good in 1v1s against melee heroes with just even 1 point in Caustic.
I was going to say, so that means you probably go more of a Caustic build, or do you only need the 1 point?
I think 1. 2 is max from I've actually like random sanking twice recently and played like 1v1s, and 2 seems pretty good.
Oh man.
But I don't think getting more than 2, you really struggle later on when you don't have levels in Sandstorm.
Yeah. Oh, meanwhile,
But Chen rotates, finds a kill.
Yeah, rotates in. So there's the answer to the question we had during the draft. Owie is very proactive now. And at least in this particular game, he recognizes that being more proactive is a necessity and already pulls off an early kill and gets their team on the board. Good stuff for them. The winning CS right now is the gyrocopter. See him here, bottom lane. Mr. Jo on what is a comfort pick for them. We didn't get to say it, but it is something he'd been pulling out a lot during 6.85. But he's going to have a tough test here, laning up against TC, who is struggling a bit on the CS at the start right now, only sporting 4-1, but he'll look to play catch up.
Had the gyrocopter contesting his lane.
Yeah.
Then to farm into the tower with crit, when his crit like worked against him. There, I was watching him like try last hit a range creep, and he gets a crit which messes up the last hit.
Yeah.
That stuff always sucks.
Soon Ice Frog will allow you to toggle crit.
Yeah.
Crit passive, just so all pro players have an easier time last hitting.
Hey, add some more skill cap to the game, I guess. You know, there's reason there.
And then what will happen is that happens, and the next thing you know, toggling crit increases magic stick charges, and Ice Frog, come on, fix that now.
Never-ending cycle of Reddit requests.
Mid lane, the struggle continues. Acid spray damage on the monkeys here, just testing the limits of when he has to kind of be wary of who's missing on the map. Where is this frickin' Chen? Where's this Oracle? And all the meanwhile, Alchemist just gets to giggle and build lots of little farms along the way. And you wagered it was going to be more of a fighting Alchemist. I agree there with you, but you never know. You know, there's lots of Ags options out there. What if like they have Owie blitz forward, get a mech, and then they rush him and Ags for a serious siege? But it's Yawar who's actually in trouble now. A rotation in from Whitebeard is going to lead to a successful pick off, one that Monkeys is happy to have. He had been under a lot of pressure in the mid lane, and now Archon will find another kill for themselves.
This Tusk has been super active. It's been really effective rotations from him.
I love it, man. Jo gets a full rocket barrage. The setup comes out from Fluff. Beautiful assist. Gets the sleep, and he heads south away from any sort of incoming creep. And it's going to allow them to get the takedown on the TC. So look at that. I felt a lot more confident with the DC draft. I did feel a little bit insecure about how the early phase was going to go for them. We're seeing a little bit of the weakness here with the laning assignment that Archon pulled out.
And that's where the Alc pick for mid is a hero that needs that constant, at least early on, he needed that little bit of extra support. You've already got the Chen in the jungle, so they're a bit limited for like laning support options because it forces Chen to be a bit more present in the lanes. The Oracle, he needs to help mid, he needs to help bottom, so that was probably one of the big weaknesses picking the Alchemist, but you're hoping that he makes up for it later on with what he can do in the mid game, how fast he can farm, catch up, farm stacks, and just how well a hero can fight into this lineup with Armlet, Acid Spray, and the stun, which I imagine is going to be the build. Again, like we're not entirely sure if it's going to be Radiance or not, but time will tell. And for now, DC, the one hero doing incredibly well is the offlane Beastmaster of Bulba, who, with that one Chen gank, has crushed this lane. 29 CS, 10 denies, to the 7 CS of Sand King. This lane has just been a disaster for Archon.
I feel like it's also rare to see a player like Bulba, fall off after getting so much at the start. He's the kind of a guy who's going to be able to take this and
he's
begin
got
to
raw,
snowball
so
with it.
You can't really come near if you're Sanking. Moo's been really impressive on this Archon team too. He's been one of those kind of breakout players in the NA scene, I feel.
Nope. Mid lane. Looks like they got another jump onto Yawar and took him out. Another setup from Whitebeard with the shards, and this is rough right now. Yawar having a bit of a struggle in the mid lane. This has opened up a huge opportunity for this TA to snowball, and that's what she does best, man. Next thing you know, and I'm looking at it now, Fluff is making stacks at the Ancient Camp. She's going to be farming through that. She'll have a quick deso, and it could prove to be a bit of trouble. This Oracle is going to be free food. Chen could hand over quick creeps. A lot more farm. I don't know, man. This could be a winning ticket here for Archon.
Yeah, this is the kind of start they were hoping for in this game. The TA just doing as well as she is in the mid lane.
Oh, hey. Hey, buddy. We have Mr. Ben Morlini who's going to be joining us right now for some America Dota action as mid lane Yawar could be going down yet again. It looks like he will. This is the third straight takedown of Yawar in the mid. It looks like he will at least get a forgiving response. The lingering acid spray seems to be taking down Whitebeard, but top lane Moo Gets off a stun. Please deny me. Neutral something. He actually goes into Sandstorm. Is Bulba going to hang around? No, he's going to be able to make it away. But so, Ben, we're in game number 2 right now.
Can you hear
me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, excellent.
We're in, game number 1 was all DC. They had all the comfort picks of Bulba, Enchantress, and stuff. Here, Bulba slept up. They snowball in. They're surrounding him. He wakes up from his slumber and what looks like into a call down. Looks like they're going to get the kill, and Archon now could be pulling ahead 6-2. Very good stuff.
Good block by Bulba. I don't know why Whitebeard didn't help him with the block there. Fluff had to do so much with that fight.
Whitebeard, another one of your favorites.
Oh, I was thinking, like, why would you want to drag the creep wave over? And not only does it's like unnecessary positioning. Like once Gyro comes in, he also can't get a clean rocket barrage.
Ooh, looks like Monkeys took down Yawar yet again. What is that, 4 straight takedowns? All the meanwhile, though, it looks like top lane, a bit of a breakout here as they get the grab, taking out Chen. This is Archon's game now, man. They have just
Nice blocks.
gone an absolute tear.
I gotta give it to like Whitebeard, maybe like slight misplay on that one there. You were talking about, but he's been like leading all these kills for Archon.
Yeah, that one was much better where he blocked the Satyr.
He got like 2 of the early kills on the TA as well, for the TA as well onto the Alchemist, and DC find a return onto Bane, but really the DC kills they're getting are just not really high value kills right now.
This is pretty bad. What build is? Do we know what build Alk is going for? Has he kind of given up on the dream?
He's died 4 times.
A Vanguard soon, man. He's gotten 4 straight. Like, he's just getting checked nonstop in this mid lane, man. Does he have stacks at least? No, because Chen's there farming him up. Sorry.
I still don't know what's going to happen with him, though. There's, like, 2 varying mentalities. Like, oh, I'm so far behind, I need a Radiance to catch back up. Or it's like, oh, I'm so far behind, I'm only useful to my team if I, like, buy Mech and Medallion. And I don't... What is your?
I was thinking Armlet. I think Armlet seems
yeah.
like a really good, cost-effective fighting item.
I think he needs armor. I wouldn't mind like Medallion.
Treads Medallion.
Into maybe Radiance later if he wants to do it.
Kind of like a Miracle hybrid kind of a build, I guess.
Yeah, but I mean their 5-man's so strong with Jug and Beastmaster and Alk.
Yeah, we were mentioning a lot of the fun little synergies in the draft. You're talking like the false promise from Oracle onto someone like Alchemist. If he's ulted, he gets even double health regen from that. It's pretty damn crazy.
Die in one shot to TA. That's kind of what it's.
That's what we're saying as well, though. This TA is getting so much and about to get even more. Sleep into call down into kill. This one, it's going to be a grab from Gyro. Look at the retort, though. They got a beautiful Primal Roar. It's going to get the grab. Finally, Monkeys is going to be going down, so they get a bit of bounty from that one. And, well, it looks like as they separate, Archon's going to try to farm up a couple of Chen creeps. Not going to get those, and it's going to be a 2-for-1. The first promising trade DC have gotten in quite a while, if ever.
You fan of the Iron Talon, Ben? Iron Talon Jug?
Sure, why not? Safe lane farmer.
Yeah.
Pretty easy access to jungle now. I think it's great.
I really like the offlane Iron Talons. We've seen Mind Control went on for an Earthshaker, then Nyx just to help him catch up on farm.
It's cheap. You're not really investing that much into what you're doing. Like, it's not that much of a more expensive than Quelling Blade too, and it speeds up your farm. I would say it pays itself back easily in like a little over 5 minutes.
Yeah. And then you sell it later anyways, and you get some of the money back.
Yeah. The armor is like really useful too. Like I honestly wouldn't mind if Alchemist went Iron Talon just for the armor. He has 3 armor. That's not where you want to be versus TA.
Yeah, right. This TA getting close to Odessa or something? I don't think we've clicked on her too much. Top lane though, Bulba. It's a kill.
Yeah, Bulba's had a
Primal Roar, I'm sure, committed for that. No, didn't even have it. It's up now.
Necrobolt with the Fortune's End.
Yeah, I'm sure Fortune's End's got to be, what, level 3 at least by now? So that's
His
a
Necro
lot
3
of
timing is going to be very fast here. TA's going to be like careful fighting around the Beastmaster just because like a Roar with Necrobolt will just crumble the TA.
Yeah, the supports on Archon are kind of a little behind. I guess mostly Sanking. But
Sanking
Sanking's been involved.
Sanking was the core, by the way.
Oh, he was?
He was safe lane against
Okay.
Bulba, but the Chen ganked him once and kind of ruined his day.
Yeah, it's not a great matchup.
Yeah, it was
at this level. Everyone will buy detection. So
they were the sacrifice for being able to punish Yawar. It looked like so much in the mid lane, but now they might be able to punish Bulba here. They rotate in and with a Walrus Punch set up and company, they're able to easily get the kill. There's 4 of them already here, so we'll see if they turn this into a all-out push on the top tier 1.
Looked like Bulba bought his Necro 2 before he died, or bought some recipe.
4-1-2 still hasn't really committed to
Any build.
any build, yeah.
No, he has no gold.
Okay, so that's a gloves. Gloves makes me think he's gonna go armlet, as you guys said,
Or Midas.
or Midas. I think
It's
they
not
can.
crazy late.
They don't need Midas to outfarm them though. I think they can just outfarm them without a Midas. They
Yeah.
need to just make sure that TA like doesn't get roached. If they get towers with Chen, and that kind of pens him being in fighting shape early in the game.
I wonder what the armlet interaction would be with False Promise. He
I
like,
think it's just HP change though.
yeah, right. That's what I figured. It's weird.
I tried it with Faceless Void. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
No.
Oh, what? You like time walk and hope that you got double the extra recovery from
I
it?
tried it with Soul Ring and it didn't work.
Oh, okay,
So
okay. Yeah, so it's
I-
got to be the same thing then. All right, but you still get all that double regen from Alk Ulti, which is very, very nice. So,
Healing Ward.
Yeah, and
Chen
healing
heal.
ward. Yeah, it's
I
like
just worry that the Oracle's not going to be able to get it off in time.
His Roshan, it looks like.
he's been getting he got a lot of good ones off last game, stopping Batrider lassos. It was crazy. And then if he builds, let's say, because he doesn't have to get a mech if Chen gets a mech, so he can get like an Aether lens. So
Okay, they
further
need-
away, you can
They
do
need to
false promise.
contest this, but
Oh, that was.
they're grouped up for a smoke, and this is going to be. I don't think they
DC
can
saw
fight without
the TA roaching, and the rest of Archon just went for the jug. That was a really smart kind of
But the
smoke
rest of
from them.
DC are now going for the
Yeah.
TA into the pit now, and
Oh,
well, they lead him with a
that
power
shard.
ward, but that
Shards.
shard block is going to allow him to stay in there. And
What a Fire Strike too.
There is going to be the false promise into the ulted at
You can
Alchemist.
just ignore the Alk. He does no damage whatsoever.
Yeah,
They
he'll
don't- they
be
don't
healed
care
up,
about him.
but he's not fighting
Yeah.
at all. The
He-
rest of the team crumbling apart right now. All 4 go down around the Alchemist. Archon move in and finish what the TA had started. She will be happy from the grave. They will be able to finish the job.
Wow, that's Sinking got his sick epi off without a blink dagger because they had to commit roar onto the TA. That's not really good for DC. And yeah, as you said, Alchemist. Yeah, sure, he gets he gets healed, but he can't do
Dude.
anything.
He's holding like
Let's
Nerf
just-
bats, walking around like, I got it, guys. I'm healed up.
So at this point, if you're Alf, do you commit for the Midas?
He got the armlet, I think.
Okay,
I
he
saw
did-
the
he
armlet
did get the
complete.
armlet?
Yeah.
Okay. Because after you lose Roche, you're like, okay, well, it's like armless is the difference in between me dying in 2 hits or 3 hits. But I suppose that he can actually fight with false promise, so he needs any sort
Yeah.
of damage. That
And
he
it does
can.
look like Chen will go for the mech / Greaves, and that means Aether Lens could go on the Oracle, so false promises, all that stuff, a lot easier.
You got like
even a
both
face
Beast,
edict. too.
Beastmaster and Oracle to like buff up your fight with the aura as well as the false promise. And
That-
Chen heals, so you're meant to fight with the Alchemist, it seems, with their draft.
It was a sick move by Archon though to gank the jug like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The same smoke, and like even the TA gets scouted roaching, so you're expecting Archon to be around the Roche pit protecting TA.
I like the shards too from Whitebeard. He almost saved TA. That was really nice.
Huge economy boost for Archon. Well, you said Moo did not have a blink for that kind of
I
setup.
mean,
I imagine he's got to have a blink.
Last
now,
time I saw
right?
him, he had like Arcane and like
Probably
100 gold.
Kulos.
He's got to have a blink
That
nearly
was
now. Oh. He's able to stay away here, but this is Bulba Book 2? Or is that Book 3?
Two.
Book 2.
Book
Yeah.
2.
Close to book 3, I think.
Yeah, and helping him get a tier 2 top, it looks like the trade will be the tier 1 mid. Rotation to the tier 3 top lane here. Are Archon looking to defend this?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, tier 2 is still pretty damn healthy. Don't see
They're
why
setting
not.
up.
The blink's really problematic because now they can kind of focus Oracle in fights and just like you can just stun the Oracle and just kill the
Yeah.
Alchemist like almost within like the first 2 seconds of the fight. Or if they get a good epi off, then they're certainly done for. So I don't really like the Aether Lens first on sinking. Have you guys seen people go that build?
Oh, did he went that build?
I don't. No, he's.
I've seen people argue about, like, do you have to go for straight blink because now you have Aether Lens, which helps your burrow setup?
You
I'm
don't
not a
have-
big Sand player,
You
so I
can't
don't know
sustain
the
your
feel.
mana pool with if you disassemble your arcane boots for Aether Lens. Like you don't have the Soul Ring. You don't. I don't think you've really got the mana pool to keep spamming
I don't
stun.
like. I don't think you have the. It's not. great. You have to approach it a lot different. Like,
Yeah.
Think Blink, and then is it okay to disassemble the Arcanes after
Yeah,
Blink?
I think that's fine.
I think by then you have enough levels and you're pretty good. So
Yeah, you can just get a
Even just Blink 4. I don't think you need the Aether
he
Lens
got the
at all,
Blink,
really.
so he has Blink
Yeah.
now. This is a big tool now for Archon.
I think Scepter's better than
Aether Lens.
going for Scepter. Actually,
What
Aether Lens is so cheap.
Siniko was the way Siniko was
so
playing was
cheap.
just like Blink Force Yules, like the old, like kind of
Oh,
old school
the-
way of playing. Like he didn't get any Ags, any Aether Lens.
The Aether plus Ags is insane. Though.
Yeah.
Like that is.
Do you actually like think it's like
It is insane.
it's
Like,
insane range? Yeah.
you can stun like 4 people in a team fight,
Yeah.
like
Or escape.
almost regardless of their positioning.
You could jump out of this game into a different one.
Yeah, it is really
Okay.
far. Have you seen it before?
Yeah,
It-
I've seen it once. I just think it's kind of like it's too much.
It's too much.
I mean, you're doing it from
It's-
outside enemy vision, definitely in
Because
at
the
nighttime.
Aether
for
Lens
sure.
is a flat increase. It's not efficient to get a flat increase on such a long range
but
stun
you
already.
stun like it's like
What?
it's kind of like Warlock Ultimate. You
Yeah.
just stun everyone in the
Yeah.
screen.
But like the
2,000 gold.
200 extra range on like an already
200
super
range.
long.
Okay, well let's just say Scepter's really good then.
Yeah.
And
So to
then
me, like it's like the Scepter. Like if
is-
you've got Scepter, do you need the Aether Lens? It's diminishing
Could
returns.
get something
man.
like a 4-staff instead. And it's like you could help out allies and get the extra bit of range. I don't know.
I just seen stuns from like 1500 range and everyone gets stunned
Force
in
could
the line.
help kite this alchemist or something. Yeah, we'll see.
They don't even need a kite.
Could
him.
could invest into a
Doesn't
ghost
do
scepter
anything.
instead for this jug or something. It's hard to say. I think Aether Lens is fun though. Okay, smoke up play here.
Yeah.
DC gonna go on the
He might-
offensive, but
he might
they
miss a
might
lot
lose
of
their
it.
smoke immediately as they see a walk-in Whitebeard who will snowball forward.
Nice
and
blink.
and he makes it. I was gonna say if he loses his life, it could be okay because they just stop the smoke, but he doesn't even die.
This
Either
guy's
way
a Tusk
would've
player.
been fine.
He knows how to play Tusk.
Yeah, that was really nice.
So DC's smoke plan just totally thrown into the dumpster now. And now it's Archon on the move from behind. Jay is going to stop off for the creeps here. DC looking to regroup.
This is
They
a
hold the high ground positioning here.
tough place to
Oh,
fight.
Archon, they're still committing on forward here. Big burrow forward, catches out the Oracle, and he's going to be forced to false promise himself. Call down will come out. They commit the Primal Roar, it looks like, onto the Gyrocopter, but there's going to be a snowball save from Whitebeard. Now they move on forward. Oracle not going to survive even through the false promise here. Jo is going to be nearly gone down after this is the fall of Whitebeard. Yes, they will get Jo down. This is a big fight for DC now. Monkey's one of the lone survivors, will be able to blink to the low ground here. Look at a high TP. He'll make it out safely. The lone survivor for his team, and a huge fight for DC. They were in the better position there. Maybe Archon just couldn't find the right targets to kind of single target. And
They,
burst
they
through?
just had far superior positioning. They were like up on the high ground, and they have a sentry ward in case Sand King goes in, and they have Hawk to scout downhill. So as long as they don't get an Appy off, which is really difficult in that circumstance, or if TA doesn't blow someone up, because she didn't have Aegis, so that's kind of why DC were okay with taking that fight. But that's I think they just wanted to fight way too badly in that position. That's okay though. That's a fight that could have been a little bit different if Sand King stunned like 3 instead of 1. But that I think that Archon had the right idea, just not patient enough. Nice snowball again from Whitebeard.
it's hard for me to see in sometimes those kind of hectic fights, but I know they kind of targeted the Oracle, or the Oracle's the one they ended up getting with the Burrow. But he was able to get the false promise off, and it's hard to see in that little bit of window of time what he's able to get off while he's still alive. I mean, imagine just like a simple Fate's Edict onto Monkeys. This TA is not going to be attacking anything for
There's
that whole
just too much
duration.
stuff there. Like
Yeah.
all the Chen creeps, like
Yeah.
if they can just live through the flak with a Hand of God, they really need a little bit more AoE to deal with it. And then like you can't handle that many Chen creeps in that position.
And they actually have a team with some respectable AoE. You're talking Sand King, you got Gyro with Flak, you got Psyblades,
That's
Shards.
without sinking though. Sinking has to get his epi off, I think, in fights.
Yeah.
In that sort of fight. Or they blink burrow someone and then they instantly kill someone with TA. That's the other way they can start off the fight. But ideally one of those two. Where's Jug's items? He doesn't have anything. Did he lose something on Chicken?
He has a Battle Fury. He had everything except for the Void Stone.
Oh, okay.
It was like 400 gold short of Battle Fury.
Okay, that's still not that great, but it's acceptable. Iron Talon plus Battle Fury.
TC kind of just does his own. We saw him in the last game as AM. doesn't do the new cool thing with the Hyperstone. TC has his own way of playing the game. Is Jug even here representing a little bit of a different flavor?
I think he probably wouldn't have gone for this build had Al kind of better start though.
Yeah, a lot more on his shoulders because the 4 straight takedowns on Yawar, I believe, in the mid lane.
They need a gem, I think, on Archon pretty soon. Maybe with next Aegis they get the gem. So TA is going for a Hyperstone. That is unusual.
Who else did that? Wasn't it someone from Unknown? Did the, like, maybe even Kotaro Hayama, I'm not too sure, but I felt like there was someone else who did the TA Deso straight to Moonshard after, not going something like BKB.
I wonder if he
Blink or
wants
anything.
AC, because they don't have that much magic damage.
We've been seeing a lot of Moonshards just
Yeah.
picked up like over the last few weeks.
Yeah,
Anti-Mage being like the one of the big ones that picks it up a lot, but it's become a very trendy item.
More Psyblades faster.
I'm just worried about his survivability.
Chen nearly has his Greaves.
We'd Pycat pick up Moonshot on Slatter as like a 3rd item or something.
Efficient.
There we go. Yeah, it's got Moonshot. There
Efficiency.
Okay.
I can kind of get on board with it.
It's a farming
Just need
item.
to kill someone fast.
Yeah, huge. I mean, it's probably the most cost-effective single-target damage item.
Double Crystallis. Is it I don't think it's better than Double Crystallis though.
Oh, for the same, you could get Deso double Crystallis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double Crystallis you can.
For the 1 slot though, I guess.
Yeah, for the 1 slot.
All right, hell of an army here. This is coming after DC just took that top tier 1. And Chen, these nice new perks, he's able to just relocate his army all the way to the bottom now. And they add pressure there.
TC also went 4-4-1. I don't know what level he is, but maybe just 11. 13. Okay, 2 levels of stats.
Alex is caught right back up though. He's up there with the TA or close to the TA in terms of overall farm.
Yeah.
That's Alchemist for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is the Archon window, that peaking window, past? And now it's like hoping for another one to come up?
No, they just need better positioning on DC. They have to get like most of the fights that are taking right now. Like DC knows where they are and they're scouting out with Hawk. And if they're in a bad position, they'll go in. If they're if DC aren't in a bad position, they'll just back off until they find a good time. So I think most of the play is based around the Hawk and Division at this point because they know they'll lose a fight if they get epied and like their supports die instantly, and then they just lose their cores and then they lose Roche. So that's like they cannot afford to have a fight like that. That is the easiest way to lose a game. And for DC, they like kind of want to take towers if Archon gives them it for free, but they're like even if they don't see Sand King, they still might be worried that he's like smoke into Epi, and then they still lose the fight. So they just don't want to take the risk and rather just fight at Roche where they have a better chance of finding him.
Roche is up now, and DC are first on the scene. Steven will peek in here and try to quickly deward some of the traps. Just kind of already giving Archon the idea, like, we're thinking about it here, and we don't want you to have that extra bit of vision.
That's something that I see overlooked like way too often is killing the trap inside the Roche. You have to be able to do that if you want to take it yourself, or else the other team's never going to fear it.
Well, I think they already put a new trap in there, and now they've smoked up.
Yeah, I think they had a Hawk over there.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still... Okay, it is still
Oh,
up.
they're like, let's just quickly take it before they regroup and go in and do it themselves.
So now DC are in this weird position where... Or Archon in this weird position where they think they don't have vision, but
if
they
this
actually do.
ends in disaster, then
It's
could
too-
be the nail in
it's
the
too
coffin.
fast.
But it's way
The
too
Moon
fast.
Shard.
DC's there, but it's
Oh, he
like,
went
oh,
for
they
the
already
steal.
committed in.
Bulba.
Bulba went in, and it might be too late for him. They are going to get the Aegis down, though, and Bulba's able to make it out. False Promises help keeping
I
him
think he's
alive here,
dead.
but he might die in the
The chain
end.
heal.
But they already got Jo down. They already got the Aegis down right now. This could turn out very nicely for DC.
TA 's still
and a
up.
double kill. Now TA needs to make it big. Burrow strike on through, only connects on Yawar and the creeps now. Blade Fury flying out from TC, looking around for Moo here. Oh, and
one
the
last
TA
no,
is
though.
going to be clear. Triple kill, though, for now. The TC. They're going to burst on forward. They're going to be able to take out this.
What a bloody mess.
Yeah.
Oh, cancels the Blade Fury TP. They can actually kill him off now. Sand King can come back for another Burrow
He's
Strike.
got Blink. Blink Burrow will
Yeah.
connect. And
Oh,
TC
nicely
will
played.
go down. That's a 5-man wipe on DC, man. It was a hot mess right there. You had to take a moment just to see who is actually coming out on top.
Bulba went all in on the Aegis steal. He blinked, roared the TA. TA had already picked up Aegis, so the raw focus on TA was kind of wasted as well because TA had Aegis.
If he gets the roar off, though, they demolish
Yeah.
in that fight.
It's
So
like
that
4 or 5 for 1 at that stage.
That was exactly like one of those moments when you're driving, you pull up to a traffic light, and the light turns yellow, and you're kind of like at that moment where, oh my God, do I stop or go? And no, I'm gonna be driving through a red light here. DC saw the Roche go down, and they felt a moment there. Boba went in, but it's like you wonder if there was a bit of hesitation from the rest of the team and who was really calling the shot, and if
Well,
everyone
they don't have blinks. Like
Yeah.
It's
they
like-
can't follow him.
He had to get the
immediately.
roar like as Roche dies, and so he can pick up the Aegis while roaring TA.
Yeah.
So do you think it ended up being worth it for DC to get at least that much and take down the
It was
Aegis?
certainly worth the
They-
risk.
They killed all the cores, so it was
Yeah.
except Sand King kind of iffy, but they killed TA and Gyro, so it was
The
it was
gyro
worth the
keeps
risk, and the
dying.
end result was only slightly better for Archon, I feel.
The gyro, I don't know how he survives in these fights though.
Yeah. Needs that sustained power of a late game Satanic or something. And crit and Moonshard on hand for this heavy hitting TA.
Yeah, he needs a lot of damage. But if he gets BKB, he gets roared and ultied.
I mean, is
and-
BKB even needed
no,
this game?
no,
I mean, do you just
not
bypass it
for-
altogether?
I mean, he
outside
can
of
also
that-
just straight get Alk stunned. That's pretty long, too. They have Snowball to protect him, and Whitebeard's been doing a good job of protecting the team fights. So I don't think he needs BKB. I think he just needs survivability / damage. So something like SNY and or Butterfly would be pretty good.
Yeah, Butterfly would be pretty nice.
I would say Manta for him if Jug didn't have Battle Fury, but he does.
Well,
Surprisingly, AUI does not have Egg. If they had like a Golem and like the Dragon, things would be really tough for them.
he
'cause
went all
has
in for
HOD.
the Greaves, and then since then they had that kind of losing
Yeah.
fight. So he's playing a bit of catch up here.
Shenax is game changing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I think they're actually pretty close to critical mass though. Like DC's just ball of mass auras, healing ward, the wolf, like Chen with his creeps, the inner beast, like all these things add up so much in team fights, and eventually you'll get to the point where the supports on Archon, like Bane especially, will just melt. Like there's nothing he can do in that sort of situation. So I think that they're slightly behind in farm, but like the robustness of their 5-man is going to overcome Archon pretty soon.
Well, they can just shrug off the cooldown epicenter Burrow Strike
Yes.
at this stage with
Yeah.
Chen heal plus Oracle. It all comes down to the TA making it feels like the team fight's all around the TA bursting one hero down.
But TA can get disarmed.
Yeah.
She doesn't have BKB.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand TA
One
needs that
Fate Edict
huge
and she
single
ain't doing
target.
anything.
Yeah. It's going to be BKB next, but it's like TA's just like, I got to get enough damage before the BKB's even worth it, which is going to be it's going to be a Crystallis, not even the full data list. So BKB coming.
So
next.
much is on Sand King and Oracle in these fights. Like, can Sand King get a good epi off and stop the Oracle from casting his spells? Like, Oracle got a very early false promise onto Boba at that Roche fight.
Yeah.
So if he continues to do that, then Archon, like, they just won't be able to survive until the false promise ends, and they'll just all crumble.
DC now smoke up. They're going to head through their own territory here.
It's
and
just
towards
conveniently blocking him.
the Roche
Did they
pit.
see that smoke with the Observer Ward?
It looks like
I
possibly.
think they
I
were
think they
around
were
that area where
smoked-
they
all
smoked
yeah.
further back.
quickly
Yeah, I
gathered to
think
the
they were-
top.
Mod's circling like in the ward and as well as outside. Big shout out to Mod doing the fine observing
Yep.
today.
And he also feels the same way. Not sure.
Yeah.
They definitely know something's up. No one's in lane. No one's on map.
Pretty good Lotus Orb game.
Pretty good.
Protect against
Can
the
you
raw.
counter Omni?
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, you
sick.
can. Both heroes. You can actually Omni Slash an Omni Slashing hero. Like if it's like if you echo yourself while you get Omni Slash, you're both Omni Slashing the other and both taking no damage. It's really it's
Yeah.
really cool to see.
That means that Gyro can actually come into other items besides BKB.
Yeah, he doesn't have to tank up against Omni Slash so much.
Yeah. Or actually,
Perhaps.
or he could just get BKB and Lotus, and they can't do anything to him. Well, I guess they would get counter Roared and counter Omni.
I don't think you need. I mean, the BKB this game is for what Alkstun mostly.
What? Let's say he
Fighting
gets Fate's
Necrobox?
Edict though.
Fate's Edict is
Oh,
probably
yeah.
If
even
he
bigger.
Fate's Edict, then it's like, oh,
You can-
Oracle's
He's only
can
at level
alarm.
1 though.
You can
I mean,
Manta
but
out
now
of
he's gonna be
Fate's
leveling
Edict,
it
can't
up.
I
Is
think
Man-
so, but I don't think he's gonna go Manta because of the Jug.
Yeah.
You can Lotus it off, I guess. Fate's Edict. That's it though.
Or just hope they kill the Oracle at the start of the fight so there's no Fate's Edict.
Can you purge Lotus Orb off?
Wait, purge it off, or you didn't?
Is Lotus or purgeable? That's I don't know.
I don't know. I don't. Doesn't sound like it's purgeable, but
Yeah. Look at someone in Twitch. I don't know.
You
Sure.
mean like Oracle's pure
Yeah,
purgeable?
Oracle's-
No, it won't purge it.
Unpurgeable. Okay.
No. It's a very soft purge, that Q, man. It's only like, there's a few nice things, you know, like your ion shells, napalm stacks and stuff, but other stuff there you're just kind of like, oh, that doesn't help.
okay, Alk has a lot of armor. Once he
Yep.
gets AC, that's bad.
He's hard to deal with and bring down when they're all about the TA.
So it looks like Archon is going to wait for Aegis, and DC are probably waiting on Scepter as well as a better time to fight, which is AC plus Scepter. So he did go BKB. Alright.
He's not really doing much damage now, or he needs that +1 item before he really starts hurting.
Yes. Yeah, this is kind of when you think, okay, maybe...
Has Jaro got Sing on Korea? I feel like he should have more than this. He's got... I mean, looking at his net worth, he's on 17, 18. He must have Sing on Korea. Like,
He was buying most of his butterfly.
okay, so he's just waiting on probably like a talisman or something for his butterfly. Yeah, he's got the full butterfly. Okay, that makes sense. I was about to say, like, Jaro looks incredibly poor. And, I mean, TC, as well as what you are, the Alk, the Jug, aren't really in ideal positions to suddenly pick up an MKB.
Wait, what was Jug going for? Sorry, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I wanted to know
Good
as well.
question. There's an Axe build up. Is that...
I think he had a orb, so I
it's
think
a
he's going
10x.
Manta.
or yeah, Manta or Skadi. That's...
He had an orb and a recipe, so...
Okay. Manta's helpful sometimes against TA. If you get like blinked on, get away from the Meld Strike, break the
I
refraction.
don't know what else you're looking to, yeah.
I think it might be a little bit to help with the single targeting from Bane. So this is the next objective. No one wants to take a fight outside of it and lose it, but no one wants to give the other team Aegis.
Birds and traps all around this Roche pit. All eyes on it. Who takes Roche takes the game. Probably more so if DC take this Roche, the games could be nearly in the bag for him, and Archon take this Roche, it might hold out for him a bit more.
Yeah. They also have like False Promise plus Send back too. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, right?
Ooh,
And then
yeah.
you got double regen from Fountain. Yeah, you're alive for sure.
TA Daedalus BKB. This is like TA peaking though. TA doesn't get much scarier than this.
What does Oracle have? Oracle needs to die in these fights. If you're Archon, you're like, we gotta kill Oracle early.
Oracle's 4.5k net worth. That's like bare
That's-
basic.
Yeah,
Burn, Arcane.
he has to be the
Wand.
primary focus. I don't know if he has Aether Lens or Blink. Those are the items that
Yeah.
he probably wants.
Yeah.
Roche is back up and immediately TA in the pit.
I think they're too far away. DC are just gonna give it up straight
Yeah.
for free.
This Alpha Wolf. I think they've used the sigil to scout for the Hulk as well, like with the gem plus sigil. Oh god.
That
Even
was
if you were
fast.
nearby, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like.
You'd have to be like on the other side of the river right there, otherwise you're missing it.
Whoa.
Got the Hulk. Get
I
that
think you
frickin'
kind of
bird.
want to be around there though, because
Yeah.
I think if DC win that fight, they win the game. Whereas if they lose the fight, it's bad, but it's like
it's
they're
just-
still in a bad position.
It gives them all that extra time on the Aegis to farm.
So now they have to deal with what DC's buybacks, I suppose, and the supports have to be key on their positioning. Mostly Oracle.
Who grabbed the Aegis? Did you guys see?
TA, I think.
Jared Cheese, yeah. Well, that's Aegis and Cheese, so that's particularly bad. They don't really have great lockdown to prevent the Cheese usage.
Archon just taking the Aegis and looking to use it right now before they risk having DC farm that much more.
You echo the disarm onto the Archon. I don't think he cares about that. That's actually pretty handy to have against the TA, just sieging with Aegis, being able to use the Fate's Edict.
Yep. It's a low cooldown too. And as he levels it up, it gets even better.
But back off.
It's hard for I mean, they probably just saw what happens there when they put TA on the high ground. It's just going to keep happening over and over again if they try and siege with TA.
So good.
They could try sieging with Gyro, and then swapping TA up when they use the disarm. They also have to power through a lot of buybacks, so I don't think that's the push.
I think that was an Ags now complete for the Sand King. That's what I was looking at. So you got your crazy burrow strike. I wonder if there's any way of utilizing that for a high ground siege at all.
Gotta get those supports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
no
killing
kills.
someone like the Chen with all the heals, like there's, they have little in the way of answer for that.
Yeah, here's our pick ban recap. Thanks to Rob, our production guy right here, in case you're tuning in and you missed out on the draft and how the hell these teams ended up with these crazy ass picks. There you go. Shoutouts again to Rob. Vlad's done on your Tusk.
I mean, they're kind of gearing up. They have a few more minutes before they have to really feel pressed for time with the Aegis.
I don't think they can push. They have to push out the lanes
Radiant's bottom tower
and
is under
go mid
attack.
or wherever they want to go. I don't think that's happening in the next few minutes.
It's really hard for them to find pickoffs too with their draft. It's just really like the Sand King with some catch potential, and the TA always has. The TA is the damage who has to be pushing out the lane, so maybe like you need level 2 bots on TA, TP in on a Sand King who's going for a gank.
Yeah, they're maxing out though on Archon, whereas DC can still like pull Scepter to jug.
They
which
have
is
like
very
such a
useful.
higher ceiling. It's just like, yeah, Archon are gonna get to the point where they're just gonna start to fizzle out and not reach their cap. While DC are like, we could do this and this and this, and we got Act. We're gonna handle everyone. Life is
Mukaba
great.
has been picked up too. So that evasion not going to be quite as useful for Gyrocopter.
Muckabub.
Mukaba them up.
Megab. Megab.
Fate's not quite maxed out,
Oh,
but
he got
getting
Glimmer
close.
Cape. He's like, I want to make sure that false promise is like it used to be. OP as hell.
Ghost and Glimmer is good too. It's gotta be quick.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That's the thing. They need to blow them up during the Burrow Strike stun.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Okay, here comes Archon. They know that they got to do something on the
minute
offensive soon.
Aegis, roughly.
Let's do it. Moving into the pit. Monkey's out in front. Immediately Fate's Edict. Sorry. No attacks for you.
Could wait it out a bit.
Why don't they Lotus Orbit off?
That's true.
Can you?
Or say it
I
again.
guess you should be able to.
BKB, there's the roar. Meanwhile, Monkeys is going to be going up trying to hit the Chen, but they're going to be forced to snowball in to try to assist and save Jayo here. Jayo
Cheese?
can't cheese nothing. He just goes down. Monkeys forever, still in his Aegis life. What an epi setup, though, coming in from Moo. They get the send back, though, and it looks like Yuar's going to be back in base, healing up just fine here. Meanwhile, Archon will be forced back. They've already lost their big, mighty Gyrocopter core. He's going to buy back because they know that this is what they need. They got to make this work or this game is going to be over for them. They're moving back in
DC
now.
actually don't have buybacks.
No buybacks on DC
Okay.
with their item commitments. This tier 3 is down. The Rax is exposed, and Monkeys begins just lashing forward with it. The Oracle not there and available to help out in disarming, so that's a Rax down. Archon, segue. They're going right for the mid lane now. This is their chance. They need this win, and they could secure a top 2 spot and go into the playoffs.
Zoning cooldown. They just want to secure the racks and get the hell out of here. They know with Oracle respawning, the fight is coming their way. They're going to go in. They Burrow Strike, maybe coming too late. Nice force stuff from the Sand King, gets him out of trouble here, but it's the TA who they can't really afford to lose here. And also, more importantly, Gyrocopter, who does not have buyback. Looks like they
blink
will
out.
be able to disengage here, but just the one lane of racks.
Good meld. We'll hide. Blink. Oh, they got the spin. Soaking it up with the refraction. Acid spray. There's going to be the blink out.
Did he
He
not
was
see
blade
where he
fearing the wrong
melded?
spot, yeah. They were slightly off on that one.
And he's gone.
Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough fight to lose.
That's well, unless you're Archon, you're like, that is exactly what we needed at this point in the game
They
to
still
stay
didn't
alive.
get the mid lane.
I mean, that would have been, yeah. If they got both sets of racks, that would have been
They didn't lose
the
any
Archon's game.
heroes. That's more impressive to me. Like they didn't lose any.
They got
key
so,
heroes
so they
aside
get
from
all
Gyro.
of that gold. That's oh, look at this! They're fighting right out the front door here, trying to catch out DC. If they win this fight, they could win the game right here and now. False Promise going to be going onto Yawar right now with a Hand of God. He'll heal right up. Quick kill on the Fluff. That's a gem on the deck. Monkeys commits his BKB, but it's going to be expiring now. Looking to run back and away. Now fights up with Yawar. Man mode fight. He has to step back. Burrow set up with an Epi of Moo. Look at it go! He is just going to rip him apart right now. The Fate is going to end so Monkeys can finish him off. Roll forward. Owie goes down. They're going to get Thebin. A triple kill onto jail. Archon are doing it, man. Bulba, the lone survivors, on the run. Yawar's going to be forced to buy back now to get it on the cooldown, but I think Archon may have just done it. There's a buyback available, though, on TC. Is that going to be enough?
TA has a double damage as well. That's like, you just want a team fight, let's give you a little gift to help push with. He can pick up DD and Boots of Travel in if he wants to.
That was sick Epi. He blinked
Yeah.
out Epi and then Burrow Strike, and that's the fight over. I think it was another good snowball from Tusk.
Yeah. Whitebeard to me feels like the MVP
Yeah,
for this
just
game.
That
He is-
hero. has
Yawar
gotta
down.
go.
He's out. 100 seconds. No buyback. Archon, no, this one's over. If they get a couple of picks, they're going to get those picks. And now it's just the top Canadian here. And that's going to be game. Archon have done it. They get their win. This series will conclude 1-1. DC are still in a good spot, but I think this means that Archon have secured their top 2 spot and will be moving on into the playoffs.
Yeah, it looks that way. They have 6 points now, 2 wins, 2 draws. Don't think anyone can catch them. For DC, a win and 2 draws. They've got 1 series left where they will take on Void Boys. So I think they just need like a draw, maybe a win out of that series to advance.
Wow.
This was a good showing. Archon looked really good. Some phenomenal Tusk play. Like when you have a Tusk player like that, like this, it makes the hero look so broken.
Came into this game thinking, DC had a great draft for themselves and a good game plan in motion. Owie going early, getting some early picks, but then we saw Yawar go down like 4 straight times in that mid lane. Really allowed Monkeys to be a problem on that TA. It seemed like there was a point when Archon like fizzled out a bit, but they recognized that they needed to get that Roche, and with that Roche, they needed to get a lot done. They got everything they wanted. Where did DC go wrong that they were not able to hold against Archon and stop them from taking that first set of racks and stuff?
It was a good draft. It's just everyone was too underfarmed. Alk died too many times in the early game. Jug had like a 21-minute Battle Fury. Chen had a Scepter way too late. Oracle kind of probably needed like a Blink or Aether on top of what he already had, or Force Staff, just so he could survive. He like died that last fight without buyback, and it's really easy for them to take it from
TA
him.
was just like 1 item too many ahead. Like felt like a lot of the time. Like they took Roche way too fast. They couldn't. If that second Roche went better, like where they went for the Blink Steal, I think that could have. I think at that point the game was almost kind of close to even.
Yes.
So as bad as the start was, and they were kind of behind, they brought it back to even-ish, and then just went all in on a fight that could have won them the game. Ended up just slightly misexecuting.
Yeah. DC had a better draft, more sound, and then I think that Archon just outplayed them with the Tusk in the early game, getting bajillion kills and all the snowballs.
Yeah, I saw the draft and thought like DC was like,
Yeah.
well, this is like looking really solid. But
Chen we said Chen coming into this game was 80% win rate of nearly 30 games this Shanghai Major. So Chen has been like the MVP pick for most teams and a rare loss from the hero there. So, and it looks like our next series is going to be Not Today versus IX Mike and Team Freedom. That'll be fun. Mike loves going against those South American teams. But we'll give a congratulations to Archon with a secure top 2 finish. This is a team that really hasn't been able to compete in anything, recently. Not part of the summit, not a part of WCA, and now they come in. They show that they've been practicing and scrimming enough to make it to this phase. So good for them. We'll see if DC are going to be able to muscle past Void Boys and get their own spot. And here we'll get to see Mike. So we'll cut to a break. When we return, myself, Ben will be back. We'll see about David and how we feel about him, and we'll get some more American Dota. See you soon.